Zaharoff signature for Homme. I think this came out in 2018, I believe. Um, I'll tell you what the main things I get from this fragrance. The main note that I get from this fragrance is lavender. That is by far the strongest note in here is lavender. The main accords in here that I'm getting is a lot of sweetness, a lot of powderiness. I'm getting some spices throughout the entire life of the fragrance. I get actually really nice spices, very peppery. And I get woods that come in the mid and all the way through the dry down. But by far, it's like extremely floral, sweet, and powdery. Those are the three main things that I get. There's a lot of other notes in here, but a lot of those notes are supporting notes. A lot of those notes help create some of those accords, like the powderiness. There might be iris in here, maybe to give it some powderiness, but there's a lot of notes giving it a really sweet accord, and some of these supporting notes that you can't really smell like individual notes just are supporting notes to help create a more full and well-rounded fragrance. But there's a lot of notes in here, I believe. I can sort of pick that up. As far as the pour homme means for men. I don't get that myself. Me personally, I think this leans a little bit on the feminine side. And I think it's just because of so much lavender and sweetness and powderiness in here, even though there is some spices and woods. But it leans on the feminine side a little bit to me. If I had to just in general say anything about this fragrance, I would say it's good. It's not great and it's not bad. It's just good. It's like, 0 out of 10, I would give it maybe like a 6.5 or 7, which isn't a bad score. A lot of people think that might be bad, but it's not. It's just not really good to me. And it's just because it's so sweet and so powdery and so floral. It's a little bit cloying to me. As a matter of fact, I was going to review this when I got this first, like 2 years ago. And I was like, I'm going to wear this 2 to 3 days straight in a row. That way I'll have a really good idea of what this fragrance is about. And to be familiar with the personality of this fragrance. Well, the second day into that, I couldn't wear it anymore because it was just too much of that lavender and those other accords. It was just too much. It was too cloying. And after about the fourth straight wearing of this fragrance, I actually got a little bit, I didn't feel good. It was like a little bit nauseous just because it was too sweet for me. And I remember at the time, all the fragrance reviewers were reviewing this. I don't remember much about what they said. I remember a lot of good things were said about this fragrance. So this morning I looked at, there must be, I don't know how many reviews of this on YouTube, but there is a ton of reviews on YouTube about this fragrance. And I watched like 8 or 9 of them this morning just to see if anybody had the same opinion about this fragrance as I did. And the 8 or 9 reviews that I watched, nobody had the same opinion about this fragrance as I do. As a matter of fact, the reviewers that I watched review this had nothing negative to say at all about this fragrance. Nothing. Everything was like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. This is like a masterpiece. It was brilliant. And I believe them, but I'm just surprised nobody said anything about how sweet it was and how powdery it is and how strong the lavender is in this. And I was actually a little bit surprised about nobody said anything negative about this fragrance at all. Nothing. But that's okay because a lot of times my opinion is different from the majority of people, especially reviewers. A lot of reviewers do not have the same opinion about fragrances that I do, and that's okay. That's fine. But I like it, and I'm glad I have it, and I can only wear this occasionally. I can't wear this all the time. And it does say signature. A lot of people, I think, would consider this a signature scent for themselves, but I cannot. I can only wear this maybe probably 2 or 3 times a month in a month at the most because it's just too much. Anyway, that's it for my review and my opinion, and I hope y'all got something from this, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.